Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
And you had Southern area, tick, English, tick, British, pending. What is the mindset going into Saturday?
Strong mindset. It's the biggest fight of my career, and I love the traditional route in boxing. I love the Southern area, I love the English and British. It's probably the most difficult route, and it's the final box to tick, the hardest box to tick, which is why the British is so credible and why I like it so much. Everything I've got Saturday night.
I've heard you talking about making history for Cornwall. I've heard you talking about this being your dream belt as well, the British title. Tell me more about that.
There's just not many Cornish boxers. I'm a bit of a rare breed. They're all surfing and playing rugby, and I picked boxing. Here I am fighting for the British title 21 years later. There hasn't been a British champ from Cornwall since Bob Fitzsimmons, which was 120 years ago. And it'll be massive history for Cornwall on Saturday night. Looking forward to it.
Let me bring in the defending champion, the hitman here, Nathan Heaney. Now, hearing these comments, hearing Brad talk about making history for where he's from, hearing him talking about the dream belt right in front of you, he sounds like you before you fought Denzel Bentley.
Yeah, absolutely no difference. It's particularly when you come from cities outside of, say, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool, where there's so many British champions and world champions that come from them cities. And a place like Stoke-on-Trent, like I was the third British champion, obviously he wants to become the second one. There's no difference at all.
Have you had to sort of pretend you're not the British champion, but to keep that kind of, that hunger?
It's strange. I have to remind myself that I'm the British champion because I view myself in that way anyway. I'm always striving to be better anyway. But the fact of the matter is, when we step in that ring on Saturday night, that ball gets taken from me anyway. And at the end of the result, whatever the result is whether I get it back or I lose it. So technically, it doesn't exist at this moment in time for me.
Over 2,000 tickets sold, 450 deliveries for this one as well. It sounds like things are going very well in the Nathan Heaney world.
Yeah, the events are always fantastic when the Stokies and everyone are there. It's a massive event. Make no mistake, we're headlining on a massive card. It's going to be packed out in there. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. And Stoke just backed me out as they did from day one, from the King's Hall to now, obviously, the Resorts World Arena.
Well, Brad, I think you got booed in your last fight. You're such a nice guy, but you got booed in your last fight for the first time. Well, he's done over 2,000 tickets himself. You're going to get booed again. Thoughts?
It was like destiny getting booed for the first time my last fight. I quite enjoyed it in a weird way. I fully understand I'm going to be the villain on Saturday night. It's absolutely fine with me. I've got 151 Cornish coming up. It's got nothing on Nathan's 2,000, but I'm sure they'll be noisy. And it's all energy, and it's how you use it, and I can use it in my favour and just give it everything I've got.
The sole loss that you've had in your career has been to Tyler Denny. He's in the same camp as Nathan Heaney, that BCB camp. What are your thoughts on that? Because I guess he could be kind of giving him little tips and tricks here and there. How do you feel about all of that?
Yeah, I guess so. They're completely different fighters and they box different. Like I was sparring Bentley last week and I couldn't really take tips off him because we don't box anything alike. Denny was my first loss and it was a massive lesson learned. I've improved and come back and added to my camp, and I think everything for a reason because that has set me up perfectly for Saturday night.
Well, Nathan, what's the key to you winning this fight then?
What's that, sorry, Dave?
What is the key to you winning this fight?
Just applying myself, my attributes as a fighter, applying myself and just listening to Steve Woodvine, and then that should hopefully sort out anything I need to do.
And Brad, they call you the Nuki Bomb. If that Nuki Bomb lands on Nathan Heaney, how does this fight play out on Saturday?
I think I have the power to hurt most middleweights, all middleweights. I just feel like if I stick to my game plan, listen to my coach, like Nathan said, and apply my strengths, it's going to be a great fight. I think the styles are going to gel quite well, actually, and I think the crowd's going to love this one. I'm not going to back down, I ain't going anywhere, so I'm sure the fans will love this one.
Nathan, it feels like every fight that you go in now, you still haven't had that big night at Stoke. but you're like jeopardising it every time, taking hard fights, Jack Flatley, Denzel Bentley, now this man here.
Yeah, we made a mistake like the last fight. You have to put yourself in terms of the mentality that to go into that fight. No one gave me a chance to even survive 3 rounds, let alone win the fight. But still, in the biggest crowd that I had in Manchester, walked out to them, did what I did, and obviously put a great performance on, and then obviously won the British title in a convincing fashion. It's one of them, like every fight we go, we step up a little bit more, the fights get harder. But yeah, it's just for me just to win, that's it.
You expecting a hard fight?
I expect a very, very well-prepared fight, but like Steve said, the minimum expectation is that you are in incredible fitness and incredible shape. So it's how our styles, like you said, the styles might work together well, it might make a great fight, but we're obviously we won't run that until the night, but we're both very ready.
Thank you very much. Brad, I've just got one final one for you. I watched an interview where you talked about how Nathan Heaney is actually always a fight that you fancied, and then the phone rang and it was like you're fighting him. What is it about him that you've sort of fancied stylistically?
Yeah, I respect Nathan. I respect the way he's done everything. He's worked his way small ball up to his position now, which is commendable. You've got to give him credit on his last performance. But even before the Bentley fight, I just seen things in him that I feel like I could capitalise on, I feel like I could beat. Not that I don't rate him as a fighter at all, I do massively, but I just feel like there's aspects I could apply my strengths and capitalise. So, yeah, massive respect. There's going to be no beef here there, I know you like the beef, but may the best man win Saturday night.
No beef from you as well, Nathan?
No. Yeah, it's going to be a great fight,
Frank, fantastic fight. First defence for Nathan Heaney of his British title here, and a very game opponent, Brad PAULS.
Look, again, it's got the ingredients of a fantastic fight. They're both superbly prepared for the fight, both very confident, both Nathan and Brad, both fancy their chances, and I think you're going to get a classic. I really do. The atmosphere is going to be electric, and it's going to be out who imposes himself in this fight. For me, who imposes himself, who gets really going fast, who can take command of the ring, and that in itself.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.